and on Periscope at the same time. So I'm just setting that up. Great. Wonderful. Thanks for joining me. Again, my name is Narissa, and this is NoireTropicalBeauty. I am going to talk today about Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, which is the new makeup line that came out yesterday. Today is September 9th, so it came out September 8th, 2017. And this is the brainchild of the international artist Rihanna. So this is not her first foray into the beauty scene. She, I don't know if you remember, a couple of years ago, she had a couple collections actually with MAC Cosmetics that did really, really very well, including she had a retro matte lipstick collection that was fantastic because it was one of the few times that MAC brought out, you know, new retro matte shades. But anyway, that's not this video is not about that. This video is about her new collection. So she launched yesterday at midnight, and her collection is now available globally. So it's not just released in the United States. You can get it internationally. You have to check out her website to see which of the 17 countries she's currently going to appear in, and her website is FentyBeauty.com. I'll put details in the description bar below. So Rihanna came out with a complexion collection. This collection is really about products for the face. There are no eye products, no eyeshadows, no mascaras, no liners. And she has one lip product, which I think is just a product to use to give you that really very natural look. So if you just want to put foundation on and just have a lip gloss, that's what that one lip gloss is. And it's a beautiful rose gold color with a lot of shimmer in it. But this is just a complexion collection. So this collection contains foundations, concealers, highlighters, contours, blush products. And she also came out with a couple tools. So there's a sponge and there's a brush that you can use as well to put on these products. I went to Sephora yesterday. I went to the one in Times Square, you know, in the morning, and it was surprisingly uncrowded, and that's because she had her launch at midnight that night, and it was complete chaos and madness. And I didn't feel like rumbling with the online, waiting on a virtual line online. So I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go and try my luck with getting to see the collection in person, in stores. I have been so excited for this collection. I mean, seriously, they announced this collection a few years ago, and we've been just, you know, waiting for this forever. And so I'm so happy that she came out with this, because one of her main goals in bringing out this line is to make sure that people of color could find complexion products that suited their skin and that looked good on their skin. You know, I'm not going to go through the history of the makeup industry, but they've basically had almost 100 years of catering exclusively to lighter skin tones and skin tones that were predominantly with pink undertones. And as you know, people in general, whether they are super pale or super dark, come in a variety, of course, a variety of shades and a variety of undertones, whether they be pink undertones, olive undertones, yellow undertones, neutral undertones, green undertones, blue undertones. So it doesn't matter. Her goal was to try to fit as many people in the complexion nude pot as she could. And she came up with 40 shades. Now that doesn't sound, you know, like it should be a big deal, but in 2017, it is still a big deal that companies will come out with complexion products and not have a wide range. Almost always, if somebody has to be left off the list, it's going to be a person with medium to dark skin tones, people who have a good amount of pigmentation in their skin. And there's always an excuse. People of color don't buy products, or we don't have enough space. are in the display cases in the stores, and you know, each spot is valuable. Real estate, and you know, complexion products are too hard to make when it comes to making foundations for people with darker skin. I mean, I have worked in the industry, I've heard all the excuses, and new excuses continue to come out, which is why I was so excited for this line. The other thing that made me really excited about this line when I finally got to see it in person was how well done it was. This wasn't a, you know, she's a celebrity and you know she just wants to put her name on a product just to sell it, but she didn't have any input in it. You can tell that real work was done to make this collection. I mean, you can tell. That was absolutely obvious to me. You can absolutely tell that she did her darndest to make sure that this collection came out A1. And I was very, very impressed. Packaging is fantastic. The quality of the products look really great from what I can see so far. She did it. I mean, she did it. She did it. I am very proud of what she's done. And this is just the beginning, because she is supposed to be bringing out products. Hold on, I'm just setting up my camera for Instagram. So she is bringing out products that in the future that will, you know, complete the line. So this is just a complexion collection. And later on, she's supposed to be bringing out other types of products. And she's also supposed to be expanding her color line, her complexion line with her foundations. I mean, I don't think there's a company that has, I mean, you could count on maybe 2 hands the number of companies that actually bring out products in our foundation colors, you know, for darker skin, or even for very, very, very fair skin as well too, because sometimes they do get left out of the complexion battle as well. I mean, there are a few other companies, they're pretty well known, that have a very wide range of products. So Rihanna did it. Rihanna come to play. She's the Bajan princess, and yeah, she just decided that it's time to show people how to do a color line. Anyway, so I've kind of blabbed a lot. Let me see. I am just going to see if I can just give you some information about. I am actually going to be talking about her foundation, because I know that's probably the #1 question that people have to ask when it comes to Rihanna's line. I think this is the thing that people are most excited for. So Rihanna's foundation is cruelty-free. It comes in 40 shades, and basically it's a soft matte finish. So it's supposed to work well for all skin types, whether you're oily, whether you're dry, whether you have combination skin, you have skin that needs a little bit more help when it comes to aging, etc. So Rihanna tried to cover everybody in the mix. Let's see, I'm just checking. So in the United States, this is actually an exclusive of Sephora. You would not be able to get it anywhere else. I am not even sure if she's selling it on her own website, but it is definitely sold at Sephora. In the UK, I know for sure it's sold online, and I don't remember the other store it's being sold at, but definitely check out FENTYBEAUTY.com if you want to figure out what stores to buy this from. So the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Pro Filt'R Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation is probably her central product as of right now. It costs $34 US. So I would say that's more of a mid-range foundation. It's not the most expensive of foundations, but it's obviously not a drugstore foundation. So I know some people have been griping that it's mad expensive, you know. Hey, Luai, what's up? I know some people are, you know, kind of mad that it's may not be in their price range, but you know what? This quality, I think, is worth it. She also has an accompanying brush and a retoucher primer. So this basically is supposed to make you look as if your skin is filtered. So this is, I'm reading this description of the Sephora website. So this says, finally, the ultimate photo filter in foundation form. Born in 40 boundary-breaking shades, the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation gives skin an instantly smooth, pore-diffused, shine-free finish that easily builds to medium to full coverage. The oil-free formula is made with climate-adapting technology that's resistant to sweat and humidity and won't clog pores, so that wherever you are, it's going to work on your skin. Best of all, this long-wearing, light as air texture is undetectable on skin, so you always look like you. And it's made without parabens, without phthalates, and it's 100% cruelty-free. According to Rihanna, foundation is one of those areas in the beauty industry that has a big void for women at extreme ends of the shade spectrum. There's this middle ground that's covered really, really well. But then if you're very pale or if you're very dark, there aren't a lot of options. And also, I wanted to make sure that women of all skin tones were covered so that they can be included in what I created. I hear that. So I don't have anything on my skin right now except moisturizer. So I've done my whole treatment, you know, on my skin. And of course, you can see I have a lot of hyperpigmentation and hypopigmentation. So I have areas where the skin is very, very dark and areas where the skin is much lighter. Hey, it's Ramuta from Japan. Thanks for coming on. Anyway, I think I really blabbed enough. And let me get back to my window here on YouTube. So where can I find that? Okay, great. Great. So I'm back. All right. Finally, I think I talk enough. I went into Sephora and I picked up 2 samples of the 2 colors that I thought were closest to my complexion. And I got number 470 and 480. Those are the third and the second to last shades in her line. She has one more shade that is darker than the shade that I have, and that's 490. 470 is described as a very deep color that is neutral with slight red undertones, and 480 is very deep with neutral undertones. So 470 has a little bit more red in it than 480. 480 is a lot more neutral. I am more neutral. I don't have a lot of red. I don't have a lot of yellow. I'm kind of right down the middle when it comes to my undertones. So oftentimes I find that when there are foundations made for people with darker skin, especially skin as dark as my own, they tend to make it very, very red. And that may work sometimes if I've been in the sun, I've gotten even darker. But most of the time, I am pretty neutral. So I try to find products that are more neutrally based for me. And I know a lot of women of color, they have very olive skin tone, olive undertones, and they often have trouble finding products like that. So I am going to swatch. So this is 470, and I'm going to swatch that. So if you're unsure if you want to commit it, you can definitely go into Sephora and you can ask for a sample before you buy, just to make sure you are color matched correctly. So I know my Instagram feed is kind of dark, but I will have this video both on Periscope and on YouTube after this broadcast is done. So if you are on Instagram, my Insta stories, and you can't see it properly, you're going to see a better version of it online. And I'm going to have links in my bio on Instagram, so to where you can find it. So don't worry about not being able to see it greatly. So this is 470. Look at that. I mean, it's pretty good. I do see the redness a little bit. I do see the redness. So that's what 470 looks like on my skin, right? If I wanted to use this, I would probably have to use a color correcting product, like maybe a powder over it to tone down that redness. But in terms of the actual color itself, the actual richness and the depth of the color, it's pretty spot on for me. And it's going on very, very smooth, very lightweight. I don't wear complexion products a lot. I mostly wear complexion when I'm filming video. But if you see me out on the streets, chances are I'm not going to have any foundation on. So I always look for products that look like skin and that apply very lightly on the skin and look very seamless. They look very skin-like. So that one is 470. The next one I'm going to try, which I think is going to be a better match for me, and I'm going to do it on the other side, is 480. And this is the one that has more neutral undertones. And I'll definitely have swatches in a blog post below as well too. So I'm just using my brush. And I spoke to one of the artists at Sephora, and they said that it is recommended when using this particular product to apply thin layers, apply your first layer, and then let it dry down and see how it reacts with your skin. And then if you need more coverage or you want to add more to your skin, then slowly add more. So this is 480. 490 is definitely too dark for me. And a little bit of this goes a long way. So you can apply a little bit of this and you can probably do half of your face with just a couple touches of the product. Again, really great formula. And as you can see, this blends in really well with my skin. This is the more neutral of the two shades. And I'm looking at my skin right now, and it's pretty seamless. I mean, I went in the sun and matched myself, so I had a pretty good idea of which color would work for me. If you have any doubt between now and I think the end of the month, you can go in and get a free consultation with the ladies at Sephora, where they will color match you and probably give you some more tips in application. So I am going to stick with the 480 for now, and I'm going to test. I'm going to just blot this off of my skin. Blot this off of my skin. And look, this has dried down already, and I've gotten pretty much very little product coming off on the napkin. And I just allowed it to dry down for a couple seconds. So it looks as if it's good also with regards to transferring makeup onto your clothes, or you accidentally transfer. You don't want to transfer makeup onto somebody else's clothes or onto your clothes or onto your papers when you wipe your face at work or something like that. So it seems to be very good for that. Good. I am going to try out 480 on, put it on my full face, but I'm going to use one side my fingers and one side I'm going to use a combination of a brush and a sponge. Because Rihanna brought out a brush and a sponge, so you can use it with either one of these. So I just wanted to show you how they perform. So my first impression, so this side is just going to be fingers alone. What I have found with this foundation, that sometimes it may look a little dark, but once it's settled into the skin, it seems more seamless. It kind of just effortlessly goes onto the skin. Again, if you have the ability to go into the store And try these out. Do that before you buy because it is $34. And I know how disappointed it is to get a foundation and hope that it works and then it doesn't match well. But considering, and her shades, when you look at her line, I mean, half the shades are light tone and then half the shades are dark tone. I mean, there's such great variety. Such great variety. So I'm using my fingers, which is my preferred method of applying complexion products because I really don't want a heavy application to the skin. I really don't. So I'm just applying this. Now for my under eye area, it's a little bit lighter than the rest of my face. So I would probably add one neutral shade lighter for that area, or add a concealer that is one neutral shade lighter than 480. And I'm definitely going to go pick up this product, this foundation product, as well as other products. Her highlighters, her kilowatt highlighters, there are two highlighters. Well, there's really one highlighter that everybody's dying over, and that's the gold highlighter. And that one is called Trophy Wife. It is straight up gold in a pan. Like somebody broke off a bouillon, put it in a pan, and was selling it. Fantastic. That one is a beautiful color. But the one that really caught my eye is a deep ginger red tone, copper tone color. That one is the one that I will pick up first because I know that will look great on my skin. I mean, you're watching me put this on and you're not seeing it. It just looks very effortless. Now for my hyperpigmented areas, I would usually color correct before I put on foundation. But you can see this does cover it up a little bit. And that goes to show how well pigmented this product is. And then when you're doing foundation, don't forget to bring your foundation down to your neck. So I'm just pressing that into the skin, trying to make sure that I have covered the skin. Let me just put a little bit on this side of my nose. So that's one side. So it just evens out your skin tone. That's what foundation is really supposed to be. Foundation is really just to even out the skin tone. If you're trying to obliterate the skin, especially if you're just a regular person walking, just on the street and you're not in fit or anything like that, sometimes it looks like a lot, that you have a lot of product on the skin. And sometimes, especially when you have acne problems or texture problems, putting on very thick foundation doesn't help the situation because it kind of accentuates the fact that you have texture on your skin. Your better bet is to use your foundation just to even out the skin tone. And I'm not one of those people that want to completely obliterate the different tones in my skin. I just want to make it a little bit more even, especially if I'm going to take photographs. I don't want to look as if, I have super, super patchy skin. Next thing I'm going to do, I am going to take this brush from Real Techniques, and this is the Expert Face Brush. This is the older version. I know they repackaged this, so the ferrules themselves are more intensely colored. And I'm going to use that to apply the product on the skin on this side. So this is a synthetic brush, and it actually looks similar in shape to the brush. The bristle part of the brush looks very similar to the brush that Rihanna has brought out, but her design is like fantastic. So I'm just using that to apply the product to the skin. And again, what I've found with this particular product, it looks as if it's going to be too dark. And then it just settles into the skin. So this is really just a first impressions. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender, which has been dampened, and just kind of help press that into the skin a little bit more. Rihanna did bring out a sponge that you can use as well. So I just wanted to give you the different options with which this is a really great formula, very lightweight. It is buildable. As you can see, I definitely added multiple layers onto the skin, and it doesn't look cakey or anything like that. Make sure you get down your neck, and it also dries fairly quickly too. So you don't want to have the product sitting on your skin for a long time, because it will definitely dry on your skin before you have the opportunity to blend it out properly. So when I put my foundation on, I do like to sometimes take my damp sponge, and this sponge is damp, it's not soaking wet. Basically, you dip this sponge in water, squeeze out as much as possible, and then you can take a towel or a tissue and blot up the extra liquid. You just want it damp enough so that you don't waste a whole bunch of the product in the sponge itself. Rihanna had her launch. It was fantastic. I wish I was there, but you know what? And this is just a first impressions. I definitely say go check this out. The hype is real. The hype is absolutely worth it. And this is not just one of these lame celebrity collaborations where you can totally tell that they just slapped their name on it and they didn't really care. A lot of work went into this. I think they've used quality ingredients. The formulas formulae are really good. I'm super impressed with this collection. And there you have it. So definitely go to Sephora, check this out. Make sure that if you're in doubt, ask for a sample. And even if you can't get a sample, you can buy this and return it, because Sephora does accept returns within 60 days, no questions asked. And that's it. Today, here in a basic twist out, nothing special. And I think I've spoken enough. Go get this, check it out. I think Rihanna's team was very prepared for the mad rush onto the brand. So I heard that they kind of flooded the stores with products, even online. So you should not have a problem ordering this product this weekend. If you want to, definitely check it out. I highly recommend it. Mad props to Rihanna for this color complexion, and I hope you enjoyed this. Check out all my information below. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button, click the bell so you can get all the notifications. And also check out my blog. I will have the link below. Sign up to my email newsletter where all my blog posts will come through directly to your inbox, so you don't have to worry about going on the blog itself. And I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you've tried this product. Let me know if there are any other products from this particular line that you want me to check out. I did some Insta stories yesterday, so if you're watching this thing live on September 9th, you might be able to still see the Insta stories, but I definitely have pictures on my Instagram as well of a few of my favorite products. Anyway, I talk enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. This will be live in archived in my YouTube channel, so you can always look at this later on as reference. And for final reference, I am MAC. In MAC, I'm about NW45. Makeup Forever, I'm R530. Yeah, so those are the two foundations. And in NARS, I am dark number 3, which I think is Benares. Dark number 3. So those are my shades for reference. Anyway, I talk enough. Thanks for watching. Laters.